Commercial mounts these days are outrageous expensive. You know, they are holding your valuable electronics, so they're put together really well. But this is a great alternative. It's all stainless steel. It's not going to go anywhere, especially if you have it mounted down and through bolted properly. And this is at a fraction of the cost it would cost you to buy something off the shelf. So let's get to building it. Now, really, before we get to building it, throughout the video, I make minor changes and adjustments to the way I finally put this together for the final outcome. So, if you're watching this and you stop at a certain point and go to put it together, you may want to watch the whole video first, because I do make 2 to 3 changes, and they're good changes that would affect your build. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to be using stainless steel flagpole mounts. Now this is a 304 stainless. They do come in colors. They come in black, white, and normal stainless steel. I opted for the stainless steel because the tube I'm using is stainless steel, and that didn't come in colors. Although I could paint it or put heat shrink or something around it to make it all black if I wanted to stay with the black, but a little bit of chrome look never hurt. So you're going to need 2 of these. Okay, they're $36.55 a piece. So you're looking at about, and with the stainless steel pipe, which you don't really have to purchase the stainless steel pipe. You could use actually 1 inch, if you had a fiberglass pole hanging around or anything 1 inch thick. So to make it plain and simple, you can use this straight out of the box. Comes with a wing nut and the bolt. It is knurled. Put the pipe in here, and it comes with a wing nut threaded wing nut screw. You put that in here, and this is the part I don't like. It's just clamping down on it. Now you can't. I just screw this in pretty tight, and you can still twist it and pull it out. It just comes loose. So you could crush this maybe with a pair of pliers. I'm going to build mine a different way because I don't need a $1,500 screen. Some people may have a more expensive. But even if it's a cheaper screen, nobody wants a $500 screen coming loose and flying off the deck of the boat, okay? It's just a way to tear everything up. So out of the box, you can put it together like this. So this is the one I'm going to use. I have a nice knob here, and if anybody realizes, that is a tightening bolt from the back of a transom mounted trolling motor. Okay, I've got tons of mounts around throughout the years, and I've saved them. I just cut the end off to length, and I did put a stainless steel washer and a lock washer in there, but you loosen it up, you can adjust it and then tighten it up. And now once that lock washer is compressed, it's never coming loose. For up here, okay, the factory, as I showed you with the wing nut, is threaded. I took a 1/4 inch bit and I cut out those threads, so this bolt just goes straight through, okay, nice and loose. What we're going to do is I'm going to drill the tube, and I'm going to tap it with 1/4 threads. That way this screws all the way in. Now there's a hole in that tube that's threaded, and once this lock nut goes down and tightened, it'll never come loose, and that pipe is not going anywhere. We're going to do the same to both sides. So here's how we're going to build these pieces. So the first thing you're going to need is a 3/8 inch drill bit, okay? And the reason for a 3/8 inch drill bit is because instead of that smaller screw that holds these 2 pieces together, we're going to use this. This is a 3-inch bolt, okay? Well, I don't know why they would build it like this, but one side, the 3/8 goes through no problem. That's the side with the nut holder. The other side, that hole is too small. Why? I don't know why both those holes weren't drilled the same size. Because, anyways, so we are going to just take a 3/8 drill bit and we're going to make this hole bigger. It's plain and simple. Now, once you drill out that 3/8 inch hole, which should take you a whole 10 to 15 seconds. Now at this point, you can either mark it, take it back out, put the nut on it all the way down, and then cut with a hacksaw, cut it off. I'm gonna cut this in place with a Sawzall, and when I'm done, it'll be that short. So the next thing we wanna do is get rid of these threads inside here because we're not gonna use them. Just take a quarter inch drill bit, and you can put it in a vise or just hold it. Just drill out those threads nice and straight. So once you have that reamed out, now your 1/4-20 bolt will go straight through and you are done with your 1/4 inch drill bit. You can put it away. And next step is we're gonna mark this pipe, okay? Now we're gonna mark the pipe so we can drill a 7 30-second hole, which we're gonna tap out to 1/4 inch. So just grab a marker, put your pipe in all the way, put this in the hole, and spin a little bit left and right, and you'll have a mark on your post, okay? Now I would recommend a drill press for this. If not, you can do this with a normal drill, okay? Just take a center punch, hit it, mark your hole, make sure this is secure, strapped down, and drill down as level as possible, and then tap it. So now when you tighten this up and that lock washer crunches, it'll be fine. Now the next thing is you just need to cut your piping to the length you want, okay? So I'm gonna cut my pipe to the length, and then I'm gonna mark the other side the same way I just did that, drill the second hole, and it's up to you if you want your holes, if you want your mount, both of them facing the same way, or if one facing this way and one going this way. However you choose to install it is up to you. I'm gonna install both of them with the angles or with the rotating in the same direction. Okay. So in mid-video, I changed my mind again. So I have a bunch of these 1/4-20 knurl knobs, okay, from old unit heads. So I'm gonna put one more hole on each side of this and use this knurl knob, because this is a 1/4-20 knurl knob, and now I'll have a rotating mount. Okay, so I have my 3 holes drilled. Now for those who aren't familiar with tapping pipe, this isn't just run it in, it's run it in a thread or so, back it up. Run it in a thread or so, back it up. Every time you back it up, you're removing the shavings that you ground. If you try going it in, you're gonna jam your bit and you're gonna snap it, okay? So take your time, 1 or 2 twists, back it up. 1 or 2 twists, back it up. Keep working your way through. So because this knurl knob is like slightly indented, because it's meant for a Garmin mount, I'm gonna take 3/4 inch washers, okay, now these are stainless steel, and I'm gonna take a little lock washer, okay? Now, if you can see, it sits above where it's gonna be flat, so now when I screw it in, you know, it'll sit properly. So here is the finished knurl knob mount, which now makes this pole adjustable and spin sideways, left and right, besides being able to go up and down. The way I'm building it is a guideline for the way you're building it. You may come up with something so much more simple and easy, and if you do, hey, leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know, send me a picture on my email. Let me know what you guys built. So the tools I'm using to build this whole project, besides building it straight out of the box, but for all the mods I'm doing, is a hand drill, a tap, a Sawzall, a vise, and I am using a drill press. You don't have to use the drill press. Just strap this down, center punch, drill nice and straight. You have 4 holes to drill. Will they come out as perfect? I hope so. Usually not as good. The hole size is going to be correct, but it may be a hair off, okay? Whoopee deal, no big deal, okay? It's still going to be functional if it's a little off. I was going to use a 1/4-20 bolt, but it's a bolt. It looks rough, okay? This is the side that's never going to get adjusted or anything like that. So I got a short 1/4-20 panhead screw, and just with a lock washer, and it takes a number 3 size bit. So I didn't have it tightened down all the way, but that's what it looks like. The lock washer's compressed. It's so much more smooth and factory looking, like it was meant to be there. So yeah, I think it gives it a better overall appearance than the than the bolt. So this is the final product, and I think it came out pretty good. It's going to look really nice on the boat. Well, I just had a design change, so I went down, I sat down, I had a drink of water, and I was looking over it because I wasn't too happy with having to make another mount under here. So I really don't need this joint, okay? So what I did is I took it apart and I drilled a hole. I took this apart, I drilled a hole 90 degrees from my original hole. So one sits this way, the other one sits this way. This joint won't be used, but now this plate will mount on this really nice. I don't have to make any modifications, just drill 4 holes, bolt it down. So hey, this is it. It's the finished product. You know, the screws you want to, bolts you want to use on top to mount this is fine. I did bolt it in the factory places. I didn't have to drill anything down here. Just drill 4 holes in here. This is all metal. It's not going nowhere. So that's it. So let's go mount it on the boat, see how it looks. So one thing I did do, even though it's a screw here and a screw there, this pipe is actually smaller than the holders. It's a flagpole holder. So what I did is I took some 1-inch Gorilla Tape, and on the inside of the pipe here and below, 1 wrap. And then after that, I cut 2 little strips and just put a strip on the front and back of each wrap, and now it doesn't move. That's kind of like just a shim inside. It wouldn't have rattled and it wouldn't have moved a lot, but it would have just moved a hair, and I didn't like that. So this is the final setup. I'll be able to, if I want, I can pull the screen down or stand it up further. It does clear the trolling motor. Make sure when you install it, clear the trolling motor. You'll run into a lot of problem. It's nice and straight. This, you know, tilts. And then the whole thing, by undoing that, will pivot either 30 degrees this way or 30 degrees this way. I'll probably never move it unless I'm going to spend an extended period that I know on one side of the boat, but the option is always there. So hey, I didn't have to drill the holes, you didn't either, but now that we did, it leaves us options. So that's it for today's build. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Make this any way you want. If you have better ideas, hey, great. You know, hopefully my ideas led on to your better ideas. But until next time, take care and tight lines.